Welcome back to Zamek Dragway, everybody, for tonight's Decide Your Ride race. I recently posted the cars that are going to run. We've got 16 cars racing and 19 people signed up. 12 of those cars were picked, so most of them are going to have a driver. That'll be fun. Only 4 cars will be driverless tonight. So out of those 12 cars, I did a random pick, used a random number generator, and these are the pairings. So as I'll introduce each driver as they come up for the first time. So I want to thank everybody for participating, and this is kind of a test session for my new gimbal, so hopefully I'll learn something and you guys will have some fun. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright, so for tonight's format, we're going to run once in each lane. Fastest time out of both runs will advance, unless it's so lopsided that we don't need to run a second race. None of these have been tested, so we really don't know how fast any of them are going to be. So let's find out. In the left lane, 70 Chevelle SS, we've got Kitterman Speed Shop. And in the right, in the 68 Plymouth Barracuda, we've got Dog Squab Racing and Model Speed Shop in on that one. Here we go. $23.03 to a $26.10. Not even close. I think that's going to be a one and done, unfortunately. So this Chevy SS is moving on. Barracuda is going home. In the next pairing, we have the most popular car of the competition, which is that Dark Horse Mustang, taking on this 69 Camaro. Got 4 drivers in that Mustang, including Dennis Taylor, Clay 131, Ralph's Racers, and Mark Ashley Howard. And then driving the Camaro, we've got Diecast Mayhem. So let's go get them lined up, see how they're going to run. Burnouts are complete, and they're creeping into the staging lights, lighting the bulbs. Ooh, that was a closer race. We got a 215 to 168. Looks like that Dark Horse goes down in flames. Now we'll switch lanes and find out. Lanes are swapped, and at 2.168 is the time to beat for that Dark Horse Mustang if he wants to move on. Otherwise, it's going to be that Camaro. Another close race. He was at his door, but 2.178 to 2.199. Camaro moves on. Thank you to the 4 drivers, but you're out. Next up, it's Henry Stanislawski in the Dodge Rampage with that little extra weight in the back, that little 3-wheeler in there. And then in the right lane, we've got Craigster Sr., Hot Nuts Diecast, riding along with Rough Diamond Racer. Let's see who can pull this one off. Wow, that's a close race. 2.259 to 2.266, 7 thousandths difference. The Nova pulls it out. Must be the fact that it's a 4-seater. Alright, let's see if Henry in that right lane can take on the 2 guys in the Nova. 1 against 2. A little extra weight might be helping that Nova. Here we go. Oh, did he do it? 2.275 to 2.282. Looks like that Nova's moving on. Nice try though, thanks Henry. Well, that was some good close racing, that last pair. Let's see if this one can do just as good. This is an unpicked car. 64 Chevelle SS. Going up against the Camaro Concept. Being driven by Dutch Clutch, and I'll have to tell you after we swap lanes. I don't remember at the moment. We've got Lobotomy Scam and Dutch Clutch in that Concept Camaro. So that was the one I forgot, Lobotomy Scam. So against the driverless 64. Here we go. looks like the Concept Camaro. 2284 to a 2328. Fairly close, but enough that we can rerun it. Lanes are swapped. And the time to beat is 2284. Here we go. Camaro wins it flat out, so the time doesn't matter, but there's a better time. 2273. Creeping up, breaking in the wheels a little bit. Now we've got a Honda S800 being driven by Bugwood Diecast Racing, and a 64 Plymouth Belvedere driven by Abby Normal. Probably my favorite of the group tonight, just because my first real car was a 65 Plymouth Belvedere. So let's see how they roll. I don't have a lot of hope for that Plymouth, just because it was a cereal promotion that came in a baggie. It isn't a blister pack mainline, but let's hope it does something. Here we go. Wow, that was surprising. 2215 to a 2316. I guess that's pretty much a one and done. But that 2215, that's approaching a good time for this track. Once you get into 2.1 something, you're approaching the edge of getting in my case. So that's a good run. Oh heck, let's run it again in the other lane just to see how fast it really is. All right, lanes are swapped. Let's see if that Plymouth can go even faster, or if that Honda can have a miracle comeback. Here we go. Oh wow. It did beat it, but it was not a miracle comeback. Apparently the old Plymouth does not like the left lane. So the Honda won this race, but 2.216 was the time to beat, so Plymouth is still moving on. Thanks, Bugwood. Next up, we've got a driverless VW Squareback going up against Larry Stipe in a Dodge van. Those are known to be fast, so let's find out if this one is. Wow. 2.282 to a 2.844. That's a one and done. So Larry's moving on. Well, we've had some good races, we've had some bad races. Unfortunately, that last race was a bad one, but maybe this will be a good one. We've got this unpicked Dodge Hemi Challenger, and we've got a Plymouth Duster being driven by DXP Diecast Racing, one of my favorite channels out there. So let's see Dale kick some butt here. I think most people realize that these cars are not too fast, these Challengers, so that's probably why it didn't get picked. Let's find out. Whoa, it was fast after all. 2.263, 2.276. That's a good close race. There's a chance that the numbers could flip on the next one, so we'll run them back. Lanes are swapped. 2.263 is the time to beat for Dale in that Plymouth Duster, so hit the nitrous button there, buddy. Oh, doesn't look like he quite did it. 2.249, 2.253. Another really close race, only 4 thousandths, but unfortunately that Challenger proved to be the rare fast one, so thanks for participating, Dale. And last but certainly not least, we've got Numbskull and Oregon Diecast Racing driving that beautiful 65 Fastback against the 63 Chevy 2, which is unpicked. I've never seen one of those run. This will be my first time, so let's see. We know the Mustang's fast, but how about that Chevy 2? That's the first one in my collection, so I'm going to learn something right now. Whoa, that's another close race when you got the bumper on the door. Not very fast, but certainly close. 2.383 to a 2.395. 2.383, 2.395. Not too shabby. Lanes are swapped. 2.383 is the time to beat for Numbskull and Oregon in that Mustang. Otherwise, you're going home. So let's put the whip to the ponies here, boys. Not going to be enough. 427 to 451. Oh, slow down. All right, so neither one of these set the world on fire, but thanks for joining in, and we'll catch you on the next one. And here are your final 8. We'll get rolling those right now, and once we're done, I think we'll take the winners if they're fast enough and give them a shot at the case so you can make it into my case. First pair of round 2, we've got Kitterman Speed Shop in 70 Chevelle SS versus Diecast Mayhem in that beautiful 69 Camaro convertible. Looking to see some closer racing now that we've weeded out some of the slower cars, so here we go. Apologize for that. The gimbal just went wacky on me for a second there. So 2.159 for that Camaro versus 2.314 for the Chevelle. That 2.159 would probably get you in the case, so we'll probably find out at the end because I have a feeling that Camaro is going to be there. Alright, so that last race was a double donkey gap. There was no need in rerunning it, so we're on to the next race. We've got Craigster Sr. and Rough Diamond Racer in that Nova, taking on Dutch Clutch and Lobotomy Scam in that Camaro Concept. Here we go. There's a nice close race, side by side to the finish. 2.254 to a 2.275. Concept Camaro with the win. We'll swap lanes. Looks like Dutch Clutch and Lobotomy Scam found something while they were in the pits. That thing's running good. 2.254 is the time to beat for Craigster Sr. and Rough Diamond Racer if they want to move on. Nova again with 2.261 to 2.261. Some unknown 10,000ths, but the Nova wins it with 2 wins in a row. Moving on. Actually, my apologies. So the Nova did win this one. The Camaro won the last race, but the 2.254 was the time to beat. So Dutch Clutch and Lobotomy Scam are moving on with the Concept Camaro. Thanks for running, Craigster and Rough Diamond Racer. Next, we've got Larry Stipe in that Fast Dodge van, taking on Bugwood Diecast Racing. I have to apologize. Last time I got the names mixed up. I thought I had Abby Normal driving that Plymouth when in reality it was Bugwood Diecast Racing. So I had the two mixed up. So Abby Normal was actually eliminated with that Honda S800, and Bugwood is still in it driving the Plymouth. Here we go. Oh, there goes that Plymouth on another tear. 2.227 to a 2.266. I don't know what's up with that thing. Slow 1 minute, fast the next. It's kind of like the old Fairmont, huh? 2.227 is a time to beat for that van if it wants to move on. Oh, and there's a good run. Not enough. 2.285. Boy, that Plymouth just does not like the left lane. Look at that. It fell off by more than 1/10 of a second again, just like last time. But that 2.227 was enough to move on, so there it is. Bugwood moving on. Sorry, Larry, but you're done. Thanks for joining in anyways. Last race of the round. We got the 2 unpicked cars. We got the Dodge Hemi Challenger and the 63 Chevy 2. Both really good looking cars. Let's see how they run. Like Dodge 2.301 to 2.371. We'll rerun them. Switch lanes. Lanes are swapped. 2.301 is the time to beat. Challenger again. 2.232. Substantial improvement. 2.431. And there's your final four. I never would have guessed that Plymouth would still be in this, being a breakfast cereal car. So, all right, I gotta go charge the battery, and we'll come back and finish this thing up. All right, and there's your final four. Does anybody have enough for this Camaro? Let's find out. All right, in the left lane, we've got Die-Cast Mayhem in the black 69 Camaro. And in the right lane, we've got Dutch Clutch Racing and Lobotomy Scam driving that concept Camaro. Here we go, semifinals are underway. Black Camaro smoking them. 2.173 to a 2.264. We'll swap lanes. 2.173 is the time to beat. Not gonna happen. Except he beat his own time with a 2.160. That car is getting faster. Moving on. So Dutch and Lobotomy Scam are out. Thanks for participating. And we're down to our final pair at the semifinals. We've got Bugwood Racing in the Plymouth Belvedere taking on an unpicked driver in the Dodge Hemi Challenger. Winner is heading to the finals. Ooh, looks like that Hemi Challenger turned it up. 2.234 to a 2.338. It's a pretty close race. 234 is the time to beat, but that Plymouth Belvedere is now in the lane that it likes to run. It's run some low 2.2s, so let's see what happens here. Not this time. 2.269 to a 2.269. It does win by some unknown 10,000ths, but that's not enough. The unknown driver is moving on. And there's your finalists. We got Bugwood Die-Cast Racing in that beautiful Camaro taking on an unpicked car, the Dodge Hemi Challenger. I don't think that Hemi has anything for that Camaro, but let's find out. Ooh, they were neck and neck, but the Hemi fell off at the end. 2.175 to 2.233. Lanes are swapped. That Hemi Challenger's got to beat a 2.175 and win the race if he wants to move on. Otherwise, Bugwood is our champion. Here we go. There it is. Your winner, the black Camaro convertible. Very nice, fast car. Now we'll give it a shot to take on the case. 2.157, smoking. So before we race him against the case, let's settle third and fourth. We'll take the Concept Camaro versus the Plymouth Belvedere. Coming at you. .261 to a 2.229. That Belvedere turned it up. Another one of its better runs. Can he do that again in the left lane? We know he's been having problems. 2.229 is the time to beat for that Camaro, and he needs to win. Belvedere does it again. Slower, but so is the Camaro. So there's your third place, fourth place, first, and second. Congratulations to all our winners. Bugwood Die-Cast Racing, a no pick. And then we've got, hang on a second here. I almost forgot which. Oh, I've been doing this wrong the whole time. I'm sorry. This is Diecast Mayhem. That's Bugwood. So whatever I said before, ignore it. So our winner, Diecast Mayhem. Second place, not a pick. Third place, Bugwood Diecast Racing. Fourth place, Dutch Clutch Racing and Lobotomy Scam. Congratulations. Sorry for all the screw ups, but just trying to learn this new gimbal is keeping my head out of the game, so not concentrating on the right things here, but appreciate you watching. Now let's see if we can, Mr. Diecast Mayhem can get into the case. So here is what I call my A case. This is my 32 fastest cars, not counting the ones that are out in the mail right now competing. This is the B case, which is the next fastest 32 cars, so 64 cars in total, my A case and my B case. So we'll start him down at the bottom here, but before we do that, just going to do a little exhibition run. This is a Ford GT40 that I just finished building and I'm about to box up and ship off to some competition, so for the Ford GT40 qualifier. So let's just run a little head-to-head here. So we got the GT40 in the left lane and the Camaro in the right lane. And I'm now filming this just by hand with my camera again without the gimbal to see the difference. If you notice any difference, post it up in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys are noticing. There we go. 2.079 to a 2.151. Woo! So just to give you some idea of the times on my track, this 2.079 is only 1/1000th off of the track record of 2.078 as it currently stands. So that 2.151 is fairly respectable for a stock unworked car. That's pretty awesome. And it gets you just about to the bottom of the case. Number 64. Let's line them up. So if he can run consistent 2.15s, that will probably get him about the middle of the B case, because the ones near the end that he's got, like the one he's racing now, are fairly inconsistent, but they tend to be anywhere from 140 to 170. There it is. 162 to a 177. IROC Firebird's got to win with better than a 162. Not going to happen. Moving up in the case, 174 to 178. Camaro moves up. All right, let's just jump right up here to this Mustang. Do a classic Firebird versus Mustang. I mean Camaro versus Mustang. And that Mustang has got the red lines. It's from the vintage series, replica of the old original custom Mustang. Mustang, 149 to a 172. Lanes are swapped. Camaro needs to win with better than a 149. Otherwise, he's not going that far up in the case. Mustang again, 142 to a 164. All right, so Mustang goes back in. Let's jump down here and take old Bling Bling here. So this old Bling Bling is an unobtainium. I just bought that a few weeks ago. I was at a die-cast shop, picked that up for $3, and it's fast. Made it right into the case. It's also just stock, undusted, unworked. Ooh, that was close. What do we got here? 164 to 166, unobtainium. Lanes are swapped. 164 is the time to beat. A little behind the filming on that one. 161. So unobtainium again, 161 to a 167. So falling down in the case was the Camaro. Alright, so we'll put that one back in. Let's just work our way up from the bottom. There's only 3 cars there to do, so. Couple of rag tops going at it. Got a Pagani Huayra against the 69 Chevy Camaro. There we go. Yeah, Camaro gets a win again. 161 to a 167. 161, time to beat for that Pagani. Otherwise, he's just going to become the gatekeeper now. Camaro wins again. Tie score with an unknown 10 thousandths. Actually, the Pagani won that one. So Pagani needed to beat a 161, and he didn't, so he's now the gatekeeper. Next, we're going to run this schizophrenic Lamborghini Countach. 1 minute is good, the next minute it's not. So if it falls out of the case, I have no problems with that. Lambo's in the left, Camaro in the right. Camaro takes that one, 159 to a 165. 159 is the time to beat. And he wins, but with a 161. So that one goes to the Camaro. Alright, so Lambo drops a peg. Last but not least, we got the shoebox. I like that car. Shoebox coming at you in the left lane. Camaro in the right. Camaro all the way with that one. 154 to a 166. And we swapped them. 154 is the time to beat. Ooh, did he do it? Nope, 166 to 172. So, Camaro, you're going here. And Camaro going here. So he made it a little bit into the box. So, and this old IROC Firebird who just got into the box last week is now right back out. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in next time. Thank you. Bye.